Do you wish you could quit teaching and start working from home so you could spend more time with your babies? Are you tired of scouring the internet for legit jobs that will replace your teaching income and that you can do from home in your PJs? Hey mama, welcome to Ditch the Classroom. I know you're over there Googling jobs for teachers, legit work at home jobs, or start a side hustle, yet you can't figure out how to take that first step toward quitting teaching. So instead, you stay stuck, do nothing, or start random side hustles to make quick money. Virtual assistance is the answered prayer you've been waiting for. My name's Ariana, and I'm a former teacher turned work-at-home mom who replaced my teaching income as a virtual assistant in just 6 months. I did this by taking a step of faith and following the dream that God placed on my heart to be home with my babies. Sister, your dreams pale in comparison to God's dreams for you. Imagine offering services that light you up and having a job that works around your life and not the other way around. This is the podcast for you. It's time to take that first step out of teaching. Are you ready? Here we go. Are you landing discovery calls with potential clients, but they end up going with someone else over you? Are you struggling to close a deal with your potential clients on the call? This is something that I know a lot of my students in the Teacher Turned Virtual Assistant program are struggling with. So I thought it'd be important for me to come and share with you 3 tips to help you land more clients from your discovery calls. So tip number 1 is to come in as the expert, not the employee. When you come onto these calls, this is as much your opportunity to interview your potential client as it is for them to interview you. And you are providing them a specific service that you have set in place, specific packages. So you should be the one leading the discussion and asking them what they're struggling with, asking them probing questions that really get them to explain to you exactly what they're struggling with, and then give them an idea or two of how they might be able to fix those issues, and then open up the floor for them to ask you questions. Also, during this call, I want you to make sure you are walking your client through the process of how everything will move forward when they do sign on with you. And I like to say when instead of if. Don't say if you sign on with me, just say when you're ready to move forward, this is what we do. Okay, so it's just an easy word swap there. So you would just say something like, after this call, I will be sending you an email within the next hour or two with a proposal where you can view all the details of the packages we've talked about on this call. If you're ready to move forward, you'll just shoot me an email back, let me know which package you want, and I will send over the contract and invoice. And then as soon as those are taken care of, I will send you your welcome packet with the next steps, and I will get started with helping you with this problem. So like I said, very much like the leader in charge shows that you're going to be able to help your client, because sometimes if we're just like letting them lead the call, it doesn't make it seem like we're going to be taking anything off their plate. It makes it seem more like your client's going to have to manage you and make sure you're getting all these things done. And they don't want that extra work put on their plate. So if you can show them that, hey, I got this, I can totally do it, you don't need to worry, they are more likely to hire you. All right, the second tip for landing more virtual assistant clients from your discovery calls is to use their language back to them. So when they're talking about the problems that they're facing and what they're trying to do, take a couple notes while they're talking, and you can let them know ahead of time, like, I'm just going to take some notes while you're chatting, so if I'm looking down, that's why. But then when you repeat that back to them, that shows them that you really understand exactly what they're talking about. And if you're using the language that they used, but just kind of like reframing it, they're like, oh, she totally gets me. She can totally help me with this. So that's another really good trick. And then the third tip that I have for you is to give them very simple next steps. Again, like I said, you're going to tell them what's going to happen next after the call. I always recommend sending a proposal within just a few hours of the call. You don't want to wait till the next day, because then they might have already interviewed someone else and moved forward with them. So within a few hours of the call,
send them a proposal with a maximum of 2 options for them to choose from. If you make it too much, they're going to be wishy-washy and not know what to decide on. So just give them a max of 2 options. And a trick here is to put the more expensive option first, because they're going to see all that they can get from that first. And then they'll see the lower package option and be like, oh wait, but I don't get that and I want that. So I'm going to go with the higher one. All right, so I hope this was helpful. And if you don't already know, I walk you through how to effectively run a discovery call and the steps to take afterward in the Teacher Turned Virtual Assistant program. I give you a script of how to run your discovery calls. It's literally all in there for you to just plug and play and run with. So if this is something that you know you need help with, I've got your back in TTVA, and we've got so many other resources in there for you as well to help you land those clients so much faster so you can replace your teaching income a lot quicker and be home with those babies that I know you want to be able to pour into. So go check out all the details of that program at teacherturnedvirtualassistant.com. Get registered. I can't wait to support you in there. And as always, if you have any questions you would love for me to answer on this podcast, come into our free Facebook community. That's at facebook.com/groups/ditch the classroom. Drop your questions in there and I would love to answer them for you. All right, y'all. I love you. We will see you next time.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'd love to bless you with a free gift as a thank you. All you have to do is leave a review of the show on Apple Podcasts, take a screenshot, and send it to podcast@ditchtheclassroom.com. I'll send you a code so you can snag my Ditch the Classroom toolkit for free. And don't forget to come hang out with us in our free community, facebook.com/groups/ditch the classroom. I'm so honored to support you in your journey to becoming a virtual assistant. Until next week, y'all, keep following the dreams that were placed on your heart so you too can ditch the classroom.